When I was younger, one of my first big opportunities was being cast in Mr. Holland's Opus. It was a cool time. It was a cool time, and it was one of the highlights of my career as a young musician. But also after that, I got asked to do another short tour with a group called Al Andalus, which is a flamenco band based out of Portland, also playing Carnegie Hall with New York Pop's Philharmonic, playing in Athens, Greece. Another highlight was playing the Hollywood Bowl. Just more recently, we played there with the LA Philharmonic. It was just like this, I knew something bigger was coming because the gigs got better and better within like a short period of time. Then fast forward, I got asked to work on a project with Pink Martini. And then after I worked on that project, they called me back to do Jay Leno with them. And then after that, they asked me to come do a short tour. But a little over halfway through the tour, they asked me to join the band. And so talked to my wife and prayed about it, got some counsel, and decided to make the decision to join the band. Where we grew up, there was always an opportunity to get into trouble. It wasn't hard to meet up with a young dude selling dope and to learn the game from him, or to, get involved in smoking weed. I mean, these things were very easily accessible, and it was all around, A lot of gang violence, a lot of young men, a lot of young women getting shot, stabbed, killed, murdered. I had lots of cousins that fell victim to gang violence, that got involved in gangs and different disputes and were shot and killed. I've been to a lot of funerals as a young preteen and as a teenager. Even up into my 20s, I mean, we were still going to funerals, Seemed like 1 or 2 a month. But my parents were very God-fearing parents. So growing up, we would go into a vacation Bible school, and we had the opportunity to spend time with young youth ministers and also older youth ministers, and sometimes the philosophies would be different. But the younger youth ministers would tell us to, you young people, you guys stay in the book of Proverbs. It'll help you. Just read Proverbs. And even if you don't understand it now, it'll help you. By and by, you'll start to understand it as you get older. And it has to do with wisdom. And so it was the first time I really, was intrigued by this word wisdom and wanted to find out about what wisdom really is. I spent a lot of time on my knees praying for wisdom, because God says that, if you ask for it, He'll give it to you. He'll freely give it to you. It's His will for us to seek and desire wisdom. That's His will. Through study and through mentorship, I found that wisdom is really just applying God's word. And if you strip away all of, because wisdom is pretty deep, but if you strip it down to its basics, it's really just applying God's word, doing what He says. Sometimes I ask myself, why are you here? But I knew that that God had His hand on my life, and I knew that everything that was unfolding in my life was because of Him, and it was because of a reason. Imagine you doing what you love to do, but you also are doing what you're called to do. And so I get a chance to touch a lot of hands through this vehicle. I get a chance to talk with a lot of people, and God impresses on me to pray for certain people that are coming through these lines too. I'm enjoying what I'm doing, and I know that this is a part of who I am, and I get fulfillment out of it, but I'm also sharing the stage with individuals that I'm charged to pray for.